obviously, I think everybody knows what's coming. The return of football. Football officially returned last week. It was a lot of fun getting the first Sunday in September when you're sitting there with your computer on NFL Red Zone and your TV having the game on. It's a great feeling. It's a great freaking feeling. And I loved it. I watched football pretty much all day on Sunday. That was like my self-care, so to speak. And I'm looking forward to 18 more weeks of that. It should be fun. Hopefully my team is actually relevant this year. They did get a win. Did lose some guys, but they did get a win, so that's cool. But football has returned, and I thought I would just kind of quickly talk about why I think this is important. So football owns a day of the week in America. Okay, let's be real. I know there are a lot of people who listen to this who hate football, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's a sport where like people just hit each other, and there's war, and there's concussions, and people get hurt." I'm like, "All right, cool." But football is back, and whether you like it or not, a lot of Americans love it. So whether that be high school football, college football, professional football, you know, it owns actually multiple days of the week. I was thinking about this because the NFL has Thursday night football, so it starts on Thursday. Then if you're in a really big high school town, which we never were, for my Bay Area kids, all our football teams pretty much sucked unless you live in Concord and De La Salle or you went to a private school. Friday Night Lights is huge in the South and the Midwest, right? Which is like Friday night is high school football. Then Saturday is college game day, so that's college football, and that's the whole day. And then Sunday is the NFL again, so you have the whole day on Sunday. And then Monday Night Football. So 5 days out of the week, there is football for a lot of people. I'm mostly into the professional football. I'm not really into college football or anything like that. Or our high school team like want to combine 7 games, I think, in 4 years that I was there. So really great performances going on when it comes to our high school teams. But anyway, I just think football, like the return of football signifies kind of like the second half of the year, in my opinion. I feel like, when football comes back, it's like September, everybody's kind of settling in, back to school, back to the grind, summer's over type thing. And then like, it's also like, okay, the holidays are coming up, right? Halloween's in a month. Anuj's birthday is soon, so Christmas, it all just kind of comes real quick. So yeah, I feel like more from a social standpoint, the return of football signifies kind of the second half of the year. But I am really excited for football returning. And I think football is important. And I think particularly in the NFL, every week matters. So that's why I feel like people are so tapped into Sundays, so tapped into Thursdays and Mondays, because there are only 18 weeks of the season, right? 18 weeks this season. They extended it a week, but there's only 18 weeks. And only 17 games. So you have to make the most of every win. Like you lose a game, you lose a 17th of your season, right? That's kind of crazy to think about, which is a pretty large percentage. So a lot rides on these games, and then, the playoffs will come, and then, we'll get to that point when it comes. But the Niners did win last week. I was excited. The ending was a little disastrous. I may have thrown my phone at the speaker. That's a story for another day. But nonetheless, the NFL is back and fantasy football season is back and the second half of the year has started. So I think that's really what football signifies. I know this is a really bad sports topic. I didn't really want to get too niche into games or anything. But yeah, I wasn't too impressed with my team, which is the 49ers, for those of you that don't know. And yeah, that was, that's pretty much all I have from football. So let's move on to a more interesting subject. No, I'm kidding. Nothing is more interesting than football. I could talk about football for days, but I need to cater to all audiences. I can't just sit here and be like, "Oh, I am a full-on sports podcast that's only dedicated to fantasy football nerds who live in their mom's basements." No, that just wouldn't work. I got to cater to all the people.